Viewers, good evening. Thank you for joining us on India Upfront. Viewers, Rahul Gandhi's meeting with Ilhan Omar, a notorious India baiter and pro-Pakistan US lawmaker, is a staggering betrayal of national trust. As the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul's actions are a slap in the face of every Indian who expects their leaders to uphold the nation's dignity and sovereignty. It's beyond petty party politics, viewers. India comes first. Viewers, Ilhan Omar's track record is well known. She has openly endorsed Kashmir's Azadi. You heard that right. She wants Kashmir's Azadi. She's accused India of being Islamophobic and consistently parroted Pakistan's propaganda. By meeting her, Rahul Gandhi is legitimizing and endorsing anti-India agents, emboldening them to continue their nefarious activities. But this is not an isolated act, viewers. This comes a day after Rahul virtually echoed Khalistani propaganda with his comments on the Sikh community in India, further exposing his willingness to appease and pander to forces inimical to India's interests. It's as if Rahul is on a mission to bless those who want the destruction of India, stark contrast to Jawaharlal Nehru's discovery of India. This irony is palpable. Rahul Gandhi, who recently embarked on the Bharat Jodo Yatra, claiming to unite India, is now receiving commendations from Khalistani terror group, SFJ, headed by Pannoon, who's a declared terrorist that wants to see India broken up into pieces. This is the same SFJ that has been banned in India for its terror activities and secessionist ideology. Rahul's actions, viewers, raise serious questions about his commitment to India's national security and his ability, dare I say, to read national sentiment. Is he so desperate for political relevance that he is willing to compromise India's interests? Does he not know that Ilhan Omar's views are a threat to India's very existence? Viewers, in a country where nationalism is being constantly attacked, ridiculed and devalued, Rahul Gandhi's actions are a reminder that some leaders are willing to sacrifice India's interests for their own selfish gains.
Reports are showing that India is on the last step of genocide. Actions are not taken to mitigate that there is going to be genocide of over 200 million Muslims in India. There's something awful that is happening in India, and it's about to explode if we don't do something about it.
What about Modi in India? How are we promoting a free and open region by supporting Modi? So I ask you, why has the Biden administration been so reluctant to criticize Modi's government on human rights? What will it take for us to outwardly criticize the actions that the Modi administration is taking against its Muslim minorities in India?
नेता प्रतिपक्ष बने हैं जिन्होंने किसी घोषित भारत विरोधी सांसद के साथ मुलाकात करके अपने मधुर मनोभावों की अभिव्यक्ति की है। अमेरिकी सांसद इल्हान उमर, जो भारत विरोधी वक्तव्यों और स्टैंड के लिए विख्यात ऑब्लिक कुख्यात हैं।
किसने देश को तोड़ने की बात की? वहां सांसदों के एक समूह से अगर वो मिल रहे हैं तो इन्हें आपत्ति है। अरे वो वहां की कांग्रेस वुमन है, उसमें इन्हें क्या आपत्ति है? और अगर ज्यादा ही आपत्ति है तो इनको कहिए कि जरा चिट्ठी लिखें स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट को और कहें कि इल्हान उमर के खिलाफ एक्शन लिया जाए। आप किस किस से मिलते हैं विदेश में? हम सार्वजनिक चाहते हैं उस लिस्ट को। प्रधानमंत्री विदेश जाते हैं, किस किस से मिलते हैं?
Ilhan Omar got a resolution against India in the US Congress. Ilhan Omar has been spewing venom against India on Article 370. She visited POK, violated India's sovereignty at a time, and that too sponsored by Pakistan. She met Imran Khan and discussed Islamophobia. She routinely pervades and perpetrates Hindu phobia and Hindu hatred.
You heard the reactions. Let's quickly open this up. Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Smita Prakash needs no introduction. Ratan Sharda, author, analyst. Tehseen Poonawala with us. Vivek Srivastav, political analyst Shyama Prasad Mehta, leader of the Congress, completes the panel. Smita Prakash, what do you make of Rahul Gandhi's outreach? This photo that is speaking more than 1,000 words. Was this necessary?
Pranesh, about the photo, this is not a Bharat Jodo Yatra that Rahul Gandhi has embarked. Now he's leader of the opposition, and that brings with it certain responsibilities. If he was in the same room as Ilhan Omar and he was tricked into it, supposedly, let's give him benefit of doubt that he didn't know who would be brought in by his host, and if he was tricked into this, that a US congressman from Minnesota has come, he knows about her, right? That she's an India baiter. Then he should, and she's spoken on behalf of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. She has spoken, you've run the whole gamut of what her statements are. In that case, he should have spoken up for India's diversity, called out her claims that India was one step away from genocide. The transcript of this meeting has not yet been made available to us. So we really don't know whether he did say anything to defend India or not. And he seems to have been misled or led or whatever. He has this blind faith in Sam Pitroda that whoever Mr. Pitroda agrees to have in the room, he will meet with them. So this woman who visits POK, who speaks the language of the separatist forces, he speaks on that. And look, if he criticizes the BJP or something like that, it is different. But even in another interaction, he singled out a Sikh gentleman, and he said that I am fighting for your right to wear a turban. I'm fighting for your right to wear in India, fighting for your right in India, people of your faith, right to wear a turban, wear a kada, go to a gurdwara. He says this, and what is he doing? He's pandering to the whims of that Khalistani separatists, which is so shocking because. Look back on it. His father, in 1985, he was in the US, and there somebody from the audience, and particularly nasty reporter, talked about freedom of media in India. And he said that there is no freedom. Even your television is state-owned. It was the truth that, yes, television was state-owned. But Rajiv Gandhi defended India even then. I was a student. For me, he was a hero at that stage. He defended state-run media and said, you people are not fair in your media, in your country. Not just that. When a Khalistani picked up, and a question from a Khalistani supporter picked up and talked about Khalistan, what did he say? He says, the last I heard, the Sikh kingdom's capital was in Lahore. Here was a man who defended. What does his son do? He goes and talks the language of that Khalistani separatists. And how long did it take for Panun to turn around and say that in my audience there were people who were Khalistani supporters who were there in the audience of Rahul Gandhi? For me,
Smita Prakash, just to add to what you were saying, have we forgotten that tableau glorifying the assassins of Indira Gandhi? We haven't. Tehseen Poonawalla, what is going on? A day after he said, Sikhs are not safe in India, they don't have the freedom to practice their faith. Rahul Gandhi then meets with this part propagandist.
Pranesh, thank you for having me on the show. And I've been amazed. I'm actually amazed that the entire media cacophony is orchestrated in a way that the leader of opposition, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, had a one-on-one meeting with this Ilhan Omar, who, by the way, I think is a left loony, is absolute nonsensical, and I think is anti-India. It wasn't a one-on-one meeting. It was a meeting between the leader of opposition and members of Congress. So as my friend Pawan rightly said, I dare the BJP, dare that Jai Shankar write a letter and say, why was this woman sent? It was decided by the state. But okay, let's leave that. Let's come to the second thing. This Ilhan Omar, this woman, actually went to POK, Pak-occupied Kashmir, which is a legitimate territory of India. What did the Indian government do? As much as the Prime Minister's press conference is zero. In America, in fact, turned around when Congress raised the opposition, people like me tweeted. America turned around and said, no, this was a private visit. What did India do? Nothing. They could do nothing to her. This is the Indian government. Now, let's come to the fact. Should we indulge with people who are anti-India or people who are against the interests of our country? From Mahatma Gandhi, who indulged with Hitler, to Prime Minister Modi, who went without an invitation, without an agenda to meet Nawaz Sharif. Nobody called Modi anti-national, but he went to Pakistan sovereign territory, to meet Nawaz Sharif. Nobody called him anti-national. He went in India's interest. Let's come to the RSS BJP, 12 meetings with the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, 12 meetings. Nobody called him anti-national. In fact, the second track diplomacy is still on with Pakistan. That is why when the missile got left from India, it didn't have any warhead on it. We could reach out to Pakistan in time, say, don't retaliate. This missile is just there's no warhead on it. There'll be no damage. And Pakistan responded because there's second two-track diplomacy. So, fact is, you should talk to your enemies. Rahul Gandhi actually was convincing her to be on the part of India, and when the transcripts will come out, it is for everyone to see. But I'm daring the BJP on national TV. Tell what action will be taken against Ilhan Omar. You all took no action when she went to POK. You all could not take action there. The BJP is the last to preach.
Okay.
I will hear Smita ji. She's an uncompromised journalist. She's a journalist of repute. I will hear anyone else. But the BJP on this issue.
Before we get the BJP to react to this, let me just tell you, you were talking about the government of India taking a stand. I am reading what Arindam Bagchi, the MEA spokesperson, had said in April 2022. I think Representative Omar, Congresswoman, we've noted that she has visited a part of Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Let me just say that if such a politician wishes to practice a narrow-minded politics at home, that may be her business, but violating our territorial integrity and sovereignty in its pursuit makes this ours, and we think this visit is condemnable.
Tehseen, please understand, every time from a delegation visits POK from any country, it can be from any country, not just America, any country, the MEA always responds with this. It can be from China, it can be from Pakistan, it can be from Saudi Arabia, it can be from any country, a friendly or a not so friendly country. The MEA, the Ministry of External Affairs, whoever is in government, whether the Congress or the BJP or a coalition government, always responds. So for you to say kuch nahi kiya, kya karte batana zara.
Smita will not help because if you are
go and grab that country.
Tuin, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you.
I agree. Sorry, Tuin. Smita ji, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. That's why I'm saying a delegation. Here she was in a delegation.
If she was one-on-one. Nothing stopped Rahul Gandhi from taking a stand.
Nothing stopped Prime Minister Modi from saying she should not be there.
How can the Prime Minister decide who Rahul Gandhi is meeting?
I'm talking about POK.
Tuhin Sinha, you're being accused of double speak.
Pranesh, the question over here, let us not obfuscate and meander too much. The question over here is about the integrity and the credibility of India's leader of opposition. In 1994, there was a leader of opposition who enjoyed the trust of the whole country, wherein he was sent by the then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao to the UN General Assembly at Geneva, and he did wonders for India. And here you have a leader of opposition who enjoys by nature flirting with danger. He enjoys flirting with all the unscrupulous and all the unethical anti-India entities. And this is not the first time. Immediately after abrogation of Article 370, he knew that who Jeremy Corbyn was. He went to UK. He, broke bread with him. He cut bread with him. Now he goes to meet Ilhan Omar. The point over here is we all know who Ilhan Omar is. She's somebody who has questioned the removal of Article 370, brought in a resolution. She's somebody who has boycotted Prime Minister Modi's speech in the UN at the Senate. And here, Rahul Gandhi finds it cool to hobnob with her. The point over here is, did he inform the Indian embassy in US? That is point number one. As a responsible leader of opposition, he should have done that. He should have found out whether the Indian establishment is fine with it. Pranesh, last week on your show, when Rahul Gandhi had said in Kashmir that outsiders are taking your jobs, I had very clearly said that Rahul Gandhi, it seems, has decided to take a pro-separatist line. Every day from then on, he has been proving that. And Ilhan Omar's meeting is something which clearly shows, and apart from, of course, the validation which he has received from Mr. Pannu, that, the entire stand of Congress party, the present-day Congress party on both Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab is extremely slippery and something which the nation needs to worry about and be cautious about.
Just one line. This is an image of Prime Minister Modi with Jeremy Corbyn. This is it. वो करे मन की बात, वो करे चमत्कार, कोई और बात करे तो गुनहगार, वो one-on-one meeting करे in national interest. ये group में meeting करे.
This is a false equivalent.
वाह.
This is a false equivalent.
कोई सीमा होती है.
रतन शारदा जी,
देखिए.
Ratan Sharda ji, why could not Rahul say no to this meeting with Ilhan Omar?
I think this grandstanding by Tehseen has to be called out. The list of guests is already shown to the person with whom the meeting is held. It is always a practice. So couldn't he see that who Ilhan Omar is? Or what his handlers could know who is Ilhan Omar? So to blame Modi for that is like Mamta Banerjee blaming Modi for rapes in Bengal. So let's not try to obscure the issue. What is the issue?
Sir, sorry,
Why is Rahul Gandhi?
Sir,
आप बहुत महान आदमी बोलने दीजिए ना मुझे.
Yeah, please, but no,
नहीं,
I didn't
बोलने
blame
दीजिए
Modi
ना.
for that.
I'll
But I
come,
didn't.
yeah.
Just to clarify, sir, you please continue.
Point is that why is it that Rahul Gandhi finds resonance with all the enemies of India, whether it's Pakistan, whether it's China, with whom has an MOU, his party has an MOU with the Communist Party, whether it's Khalistanis, whether it's any kind of disturbances, he gets all the kind of recommendations of these people who are enemies of India. Is there any doubt about that? Ilhan Omar, who talks of breaking India by speaking Kashmir is not theirs and all that, she becomes a guest of the particular meeting. And what is Rahul Gandhi actually speaking? Does anybody know? He's asked a question about Ukraine war. He's asked about the war in Palestine. He says, China ka production kaise roke, we will to see. I mean, he doesn't have answers. He has an obsession with 2-3 words. Everywhere he goes, he picks up 3 terms. Then whatever the question, hum to jawab wahi denge. So in 2013, during Arnab Goswami's interview in your channel, it was about women empowerment. Now he talks about Jat, he talks about minorities, he talks about caste. And to defend his statement against Sikhs is horrendous.
Right.
How can he really defend that particular statement?
While you're making that point, Vivek Srivastava is smiling. I don't know why is he smiling. Maybe because Rahul spoke of the China model. Vivek Srivastava, why are you smiling? Do you know about this individual, Ilhan Omar?
Yes.
Do you know things that he said in the past about India?
No, I'll tell you.
She's called out human rights abuses in India,
I'll
sir.
tell you why I'm smiling.
She wants Azadi of Kashmir.
No. Okay, I ask you a simple question. अरे बाबा ठीक है आजादी ऑफ कश्मीर आप मेरी बात सुनिए
नहीं ठीक कैसे आजादी ऑफ कश्मीर विवेक श्रीवास्तव ठीक नहीं है नो ठीक नहीं है विवेक श्रीवास्तव आजादी ऑफ कश्मीर ठीक नहीं है
I'll अरे बाबा बोलने तो दीजिए सर अरे मेरी आवाज से डरा मत करिए आप पहले मुझे बोलने दीजिए मेरा एक छोटा सा प्रश्न है You answer my simple question, Pranesh. In your heart, do you feel Rahul Gandhi hates India? He wants bad of India? You think he really wants this country to go into a bad state of affairs? The media is not trusting him. Modi is not trusting him. BJP is not trusting him. First of all, trust the intentions of the man who's your leader of opposition. And he's the leader of opposition because of the faith of many people.
Should people be judged by intentions or actions?
So stop this narrative. कि वो देश का दुश्मन है.
Vivek Srivastava, 1 minute.
Rahul Gandhi.
1 minute. Vivek Srivastava, should people be judged by actions or intentions?
Now
1 minute.
Move forward.
No, I'm asking you that question. Should someone be judged by actions or intentions?
Yes.
Do you endorse?
Actions.
I just want to ask you 1 minute. Let's have all our panelists on screen. 1 minute. I want to ask you 1 minute. आपने स्मिता जी को सुना? स्मिता जी तो बीजेपी नहीं है ना? इल्हान ओमर के जो कमेंट्स हैं, Ilhan Omar के comments, do you endorse that? Simple question. Do you endorse human rights abuses?
No. I don't. No. Listen now. The Congress party doesn't endorse her. Rahul Gandhi doesn't endorse her. India Alliance doesn't endorse her.
Then why was the meeting held? Why was the meeting held?
The meeting was welcome. The meeting was welcome.
Smita ji, Rahul does not endorse all this. But the meeting was welcome. What do you make of this?
Look, as far as the meeting is concerned, the transcript needs to be made available. Before I answer this, just one point that I need to say is what Tehseen was putting up that picture of PM meeting with Jeremy Corbyn. Now, let me just tell you this, Tehseen. When a sitting Prime Minister meets anybody abroad, one-to-one, there is a note taker in the room always. And that transcript is made available to the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Rarely does a Prime Minister speak anything of the narrow line, the briefing that is provided to him or her by the Ministry of External Affairs. The one time that the Prime Minister went off script was when Dr. Manmohan Singh went off the script in Sharm el-Sheikh, when he allowed the Pakistan Prime Minister to accuse India of supporting Balochistan separatists and the violence in Balochistan. Not just that, he did not stop the Pakistan Prime Minister. Instead, that statement and that accusation of Pakistan made its way into the joint statement of India and Pakistan. Now, after that joint statement was done, then there was a whole lot of fire extinguishing which was done. So, for you to make an equation of, to equate Rahul Gandhi meeting with Ilhan Omar the same way as PM meeting with somebody, there is a difference between a sitting Prime Minister meeting. And frankly, when Rahul Gandhi also meets, as I said before, he is leader of the opposition, he's a shadow Prime Minister, he should take more responsibility and see whether his advisors need to be changed. If Sam Pitroda is the one who approved that guest list, he needs to think again.
You are seeing Rahul Gandhi as shadow Prime Minister. Maybe the Congress does not believe in that concept. I don't know. Because, you are talking about the transcripts. There was a 2008 MOU with China. We don't know what transpired there. But Tehseen, answer the question.
Smitaji, I can tell you 2 instances of Prime Minister Modi where there were no transcripts of conversation. One with both with the Chinese president, one-on-one meeting. One at Indonesia at handing over the G20 baton, then to India. And what China put out was completely different from India put out unofficially. But let me come to a larger issue. I agree with you, Pranesh. I completely agree with you that it's not intentions, it's actions that show. I agree with you. So what should I judge the action of my Prime Minister going to Pakistan without an agenda, without a transcript, going there and trying to make peace? Why should I judge his action?
No, this was an outrage.
Pakistan is in favor of India.
Answer that.
No, please.
Before you bring in Tuhin, I'll answer that question.
What I'm trying to say is, I support my Prime Minister just like I support my LOP. My LOP is the son and the grandson of martyrs of this country. Please, I will not take on this channel anyone, especially the BJP that compromised India's nuclear security by trying to bring in fake allegations on the behest.
You are talking about martyrs.
Perhaps of the foreign powers. And they got in currency
I'll tell you.
in the parliament.
I'll tell you why this is an irony. You're talking about martyrs.
I am talking about
Have you forgotten that tableau glorifying the killers of Indira Gandhi?
And his grandmother.
No.
His grandmother.
Yeah, what did Rahul Gandhi do? He's now endorsing what the Khalistani. Of course he is. Have you not seen the SFJ note? Have you seen the SFJ note?
Point blank.
This is the SFJ note. This is the SFJ note. So imagine a situation. A terrorist group is condemning. A terrorist group is condemning. A terrorist group is not condemning Rahul Gandhi. A terrorist group is endorsing what Rahul Gandhi said. He says Rahul's statement on existential threat to seats in India is not only bold and pioneering, but is also firmly grounded in factual history. This is what Rahul Gandhi has ended up doing.
What is he ended up doing? Terror group, go kill them.
Pranesh, I just need 30 seconds to call the Congress falsehood and set the record straight. When did Prime Minister meet Jeremy Corbyn? In 2015, when he was the leader of opposition in Britain. When did Rahul Gandhi meet? After the abrogation of Article 370, when he had taken a hardened India position. That is the difference. Let us not get carried away with this grandstanding of the Congress party today. And please remember that Prime Minister Modi risked his life to go to Pakistan in 2015 end to meet Nawaz Sharif. But what did we do after that? We reduced Pakistan to we decimated Pakistan to a position where Pakistan today is struggling to exist even within the organization of Islamic countries. That is how we treat somebody who's a traitor.
Let me ask you this.
How dare you call Rahul Gandhi a traitor?
Okay. Let me ask
We've never called the BJP a traitor. This is the language.
I called Pakistan a traitor. I called Pakistan.
So why do you go to a traitor country? You call ISI into India to investigate Pathankot. You call a traitor terrorist organization into India to investigate Pathankot. There cannot be a bigger betrayal of our brave hearts than calling ISI on Indian soil. You call ISI on Indian soil.
Pranesh, this is the problem.
Was ISI Pathankot, yes or no?
Grandstanding positions on which.
How is it grandstanding?
Okay, 1 minute. Let's bring in Mr. Mehta. 1 minute. Tehseen Tuhin, 1 minute. Calm down, gentlemen. 1 minute. Mr. Mehta. Do you endorse what Ilhan Omar has said? Forget Omar. Do you endorse what Omar Abdullah wants to do in Kashmir? He wants to restore Article 370. Let's start from there.
No, first of all, no, wait. Okay. Okay.
Vivek Srivastava is saying something. Sorry, sir. Yeah, Vivek Srivastava, what were you saying?
In the evening.
1 minute, Mr. Mehta, just 30 seconds.
Why are we discussing that lady? Why don't you talk about what Rahul said? You should talk about what Rahul has said.
Rahul
Why
has
are you
said, I
talking
just
about
read
that
out what Rahul said.
Rahul Gandhi is our leader of
SFJ is
opposition.
praising
He's
Rahul
bringing a spectrum
Gandhi.
of people
This is what
who have
Rahul
a
Gandhi
difference of
said.
opinion to
This
tell
is
them
what
what
Rahul
India
Gandhi has
is.
said, Mr. Vivek
And he's doing a good
Srivastava.
job.
And 1 minute, Rahul Gandhi was praising the China model.
Yes.
You praise the China model? Do you know what Muslims are subjected to in China?
Okay, now tell me one thing very clearly. No. Tell me
will you
one thing
answer
very
that
clearly.
question?
I'll
Will you
speak
answer
two
that
things.
question?
Yeah.
The treatment of Muslims in
Yes,
China.
now you are trying.
Will you answer that
Okay,
question?
Sir, yeah.
Bataiye,
No, of
sir.
course, yes, why not? I call it an American propaganda.
American propaganda.
And China is doing well. There's no doubt
China
about
is
it.
doing well.
They
Of
are
course,
doing well.
China is doing well. Of course.
Yes, and the
If
Chinese are doing well.
Yeah, of course.
Is
I'm
China
not
a
surprised.
superpower or not? It is.
Yeah.
America
So
is also a
persecution
superpower.
of Muslims,
I don't like America, but it is a
atrocities
superpower.
on Muslims
I don't
in
like
China
Americans.
is American propaganda.
Yes,
And this
atrocities on
and
Muslims are
you can't
committed
call
by
out this
America
part
in Iraq.
propagandist. Ratan Chadha
In Iraq, in
ji,
Afghanistan,
देखिए विवेक
in
श्रीवास्तव
Kuwait.
को, he is missing out. इनको फोमो हो रहा है, fear of missing out. ये भी वहां रहते, ये भी इल्हान ओमार को congratulate करते. But let's come back to Mr. Meka. Mr. Meka.
Okay, so Pranesh, first of all, I don't want to get into this cacophony, and I am not here to sit here and defend the Desh Bhakti of my leader. You are nobody to give certificates, है ना? So you have this usual program, you build a narrative, थोड़ा facts बक दे इधर उधर का misinterpret करो.
Facts
you,
बकले?
you serve to your captive audience. Am I?
Facts. I mean, sir, let's at least be civil in language.
No, wait.
ये मोहब्बत की दुकान मत खोलिए आप.
Wait, we are having a very civil debate.
Yeah, I can see, sir. I can see.
For the last 30 minutes, we are having very civil debate.
Of course, we are.
Very civil debate, is it?
Yes. Answer the question I asked you. Do you endorse
you
the
to question
NC's
the-
promise of
the
restoring
patriotism of
Article
anybody?
370, Mr. Meka?
Oh, now you are Omar Ilhan se Omar Abdullah tak aa gaya.
You कोई problem है?
Where else do you go? Will you go to Jawaharlal Nehru?
I went to Jawaharlal Nehru in my introduction. You missed
कहना
that.
क्या चाहता है भाई बोलिए.
I went to Jawaharlal Nehru and his discovery of India. I went to it, sir. आपने miss कर दिया, Mr. Meka.
That's
What is so difficult? No.
That's
Why is
your
it difficult
usual
for you to
rhetoric,
answer the
right?
Omar Abdullah question?
Listen. I'll tell you why it is not difficult. Why I am not answering is I don't want to fall into your narrative. You can stop calling me, but I will not fall into your narrative and feed your narrative into the viewers. At least one viewer sees through your game.
Right.
My participation is justified. That's why I come on to your shows.
Okay, sir. Let that one viewer see through, and
So,
the others are also
Rahul
seeing through this
Gandhi
fast.
needs-
1 minute. You can't take a position on, such a contentious
Yeah,
issue.
they are your captive audience,
okay.
right?
Let Smitaji ask you that question. Smitaji, what will you tell
Why?
Mr.
Why
Meka?
should I?
No, sir, just tell me one thing that Rahul Gandhi said that free and fair elections did not happen in India. He won from 2 constituencies and now his sister is going to be fighting from there. He said diversity doesn't exist and he said you Telugu person, you Kerala person, you this person, you that person, there is no diversity, it is under threat. 5 years he's been an MP from Kerala. Can he speak one sentence in Malayalam? What diversity is he appreciating then?
Diversity doesn't mean just learning others' language. It means giving respect to their language, giving respect to their history, their culture. That's what is diversity. Simply putting some sort of a Malayalam quiz and questioning it, that's not the point. That's
Malayalam quiz.
Narrow mindset of BJP. And
Mr. Meka, now don't
exactly
say
what
that
Smita
diversity
Prakash
is,
is asking.
speaking to people like
What can
Ilhan
he speak
Omar.
in Malayalam?
1 minute.
Is that what?
Don't justify this meeting with Ilhan Omar and brand this
Okay, I don't know
as
Hindi.
example
I
of
don't know
diversity
Hindi. Does that
and
mean
tolerance. Ratan Sharda?
Rahul Gandhi said very clearly that RSS does not respect any of the language, it uses only Hindi. And you are very fine with that. You went clap. But do you know that RSS uses regional language in all over India? It is present right from the corner of east to corner of west, from corner of south to corner of north. and they use regional language everywhere. But Rahul had the gall to say that RSS uses only Hindi and suppresses local languages. So what are you doing? You had love for Malayalam, you had love for Telugu, but you can't speak a word. You don't want to even learn, but you just want to abuse people and just want to divide people in languages. That is the kind of hypocrisy you should understand. You can come and play very grand, standing, saying, I will not fall in the trap. You don't have to fall in the trap. Rahul Gandhi has to put you in the trap every time. So media having a ball day for last 3 days, enjoying TRPs, enjoying all these debates, Rahul gives them the feed. So why are you worried? You should be happy. You should tell the Times, Times Now anchor, thank you for giving so much of space to Rahul Gandhi. Even he speaks nonsense. You ask him about Ukraine, he speaks about China. You ask him about RSS, he speaks about China. You ask about China, he speaks to RSS women. So you have to understand that leader makes all kind of mistakes. You can come and defend, but don't try to put the arrow for,
No, but
for
Ratan
Smita
Shraddha,
Prakash
you're not being charitable. You see, you're being too harsh on Rahul Gandhi. You are judging him by his actions and speech. You are discounting the intention. Don't do that, sir. Please. Vivek Srivastav, intention बता दीजिए सर, आज बता दीजिए.
You see, नहीं, पहले तो सर मुझे बता दीजिए, क्या राहुल गांधी में आपको कुछ अच्छा भी लगता है, या रोज बैठ करके सिर्फ उनका कैरेक्टर असैसिनेशन करने में मजा आता है आपको, और आपके सो कॉल्ड सिलेक्टिव पैनलिस्ट,
सेलेक्टिव पैनलिस्ट में आप भी हैं, आप भी सेलेक्टेड हैं.
राहुल गांधी में है.
1 minute.
तो जरा बता दीजिए.
Have you come uninvited, विवेक श्रीवास्तव? आप भी सेलेक्टेड पैनलिस्ट हैं.
मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर की तारीफ करता हूं. सुन लीजिए सर, मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर की तारीफ करता हूं, ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर की. जब हमें लगता है उन्होंने अच्छा किया, रशिया से उन्होंने फ्यूल खरीदा, हमने तारीफ करी. क्या आपको राहुल गांधी में कुछ अच्छा लगता है सर? अगर लगता है तो जरा बता दीजिए. बताइए, हमारा डाउट क्लियर हो जाए.
अच्छा लगता है राहुल गांधी पुशअप बड़े अच्छे करते हैं. मुझे अच्छा राहुल गांधी दौड़ते बड़ा अच्छा है. मुझे अच्छा लगता है राहुल गांधी 6000 किलोमीटर की यात्रा करते हैं. मुझे अच्छा लगता है उनको बोलना आ गया. लेकिन मुझे दुख ये होता है कि उनकी बातें खालिस्तानी को ज्यादा पसंद आती हैं, भारतीयों को पसंद नहीं आती. और राहुल गांधी मेच्योर है, मुझे खुशी है, ऑपोजिशन लीडर बने मुझे खुशी है. लेकिन दुख इस बात का है कि उनकी चीजों को सहलाने वाले पाकिस्तानी है, चाइनीज है, खालिस्तानी है, लेकिन हमारे देश वाले नहीं सहलाते. हम क्या करें? हमको तो क्रिटिसाइज करना पड़ेगा ना. वो अगर कहते हैं कि मैं अपोजिशन लीडर हूं, मेरा क्रिटिसाइज करने का काम है, और विदेश में आके भारतीय वोटर्स को एड्रेस करते हैं, तो दिक्कत इसकी है ना कि आप विदेश में जाते हैं, 200 लोगों को एड्रेस करते हैं, और वो एड्रेस उनको नहीं कर रहे. आप एड्रेस करिए नहीं ऑडियंस को. तो यही एड्रेस कर लो ना. वहां के सवालों का जवाब आपको आता नहीं है.
Vivek bhai, 1 minute. Simple question. Could Rahul not have said no to this meeting, sir? आप ये बताइए. अगर मुझे, okay, let me flip the question.
No, he should not.
If you were invited to meet Ilhan Omar, would you go ahead meet her?
Yes. Absolutely. Why not?
What would you tell her about
what
Kashmir?
The reality of India is.
Great.
I'll try to convince her about what my nation stands for.
Yeah.
She's also a senator over there. You have to understand. If you start avoiding people, you start going for confrontation all the time, this is not diplomacy. Whether it is our government or whether it is a leader of opposition, we must meet people.
But
there's
sir,
nothing wrong in it. It
Vivek
doesn't mean we become anti-India.
Let me extend what you said. 1 minute. I am extending that logic. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. If you will tell her about the diversity here and talk about integrity of India, why don't you start with our Omar here, the Indian Omar? Go tell Mr. Abdullah who wants to restore 370.
No, 370 is a different issue.
No, why is it a different issue?
Restore 370, that doesn't mean that he doesn't believe Kashmir is an integral part of India. 370 is a different issue, sir.
Why is it a different issue, Smita ji? Why is it a different issue?
Dominated territory which decided to be...
Vivek Srivastav, by the way, has scored a self-goal.
No,
Vivek, if you heard him carefully, he scored a self-goal.
No, but... No, I applaud him. That here is a person who has a communist bent of mind, who he's an analyst, but he has a communist bent of mind, who's willing to say that he would have gone to America and there he would have managed to or tried to convince Omar about the greatness of India. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we expected Rahul to do. To speak ill of one's country, even if in insinuation, that too in a country which has waged wars in more countries than I can imagine, has toppled governments in countries more than I can imagine, backed coups in country more than I can imagine. eliminated enemies in foreign soil is what America has done. In that country, which can't even hold elections properly in their own country, to say that we didn't have free and fair polls, that India did not have free and fair polls by a member of parliament who has won from 2 constituencies.
Now, except that, this meeting hasn't happened. What has happened is Rahul Gandhi has had this meeting and we don't know what transpired. Tehseen, I just want to tell you that there have been instances in the past where our leaders have refused to have a meeting on a matter of principle. Sushma Swaraj refused a meeting. Mr. Jaishankar refused to meet. Go ahead.
A parliamentary committee.
Yes.
Because Jayapal was on it, etc., etc. And then Kamala Harris backed her up. But that's not the issue. Let me make a larger issue. I agree with Smitaji, and I completely agree with everything Smitaji said. You cannot, and I'm going to use this word, slightly unparliamentary, you cannot bitch out our country abroad. Completely agree with you. You cannot. Who was the gentleman who said in South Korea that before he became Prime Minister, nobody was proud to be Indian? Just refresh my... Who was the gentleman who said, मैं 60 साल का कूड़ा साफ कर रहा हूँ, भारत में कूड़ा था. You were not proud to be Indian before 2014. देखिए, this thing is nobody... I am again telling you this very firmly. Rahul Gandhi is a patriot, the son of a person who's martyred for this country, the grandson of a person who's martyred for this country. You can disagree with Rahul Gandhi's politics. How do we know what he didn't tell Ilhan Omar that get your facts correct and do some straight talk with her? How do you not know? How can the BJP do conjuncture? And I'm again asking you. When Kamala Harris backed that parliamentary committee, Kamala Harris backed. Tell to him right now to say, we will not engage with Kamala Harris. She backed that parliamentary committee. You said that Jaishankar boycotted.
Pranesh,
Kamala Harris backed it. Tell him
that question.
Tell him yes or no.
Pranesh, for me, Pranesh, for me to believe, that Rahul Gandhi would go to Ilhan Omar and talk sense and talk about India's position, he needs to first specify his position on Article 370, which we have been asking for the last 3 weeks, ever since National Conference released its manifesto. And when you have a senior Congress leader like Digvijay Singh, who immediately after, the application of Article 370 was on a clubhouse chat where he would tell Pakistani journalists that we will bring it back, obviously that raises suspicion. So if Rahul Gandhi makes a stand clear that he stands for, that he will stick to the abrogation of Article 370, that he will not let it come back, yes, I mean, that is when you would even assume that he can go and talk to the world about it.
Okay,
but over here, his own position seems to be in sync with Ilhan.
We'll have to move on. I thank some of you for joining us on debate number 1.